Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Brothers Podcast. This is your host, Lee. We're here with Byron and Joe. Say hello, guys.
What's up?
Hola! What's up, our famous, friendly fan base? What's up, guys?
So Byron is
The fan
in
base that's coming,
West Virginia currently, doing a house flipping project, right?
Yep. We're doing some
And
work
so-
here.
And so he won't be able to be directly with us
You ruined it,
for
Leland.
a few weeks now.
The spirit realm hunting ghosts.
Oh shit! Yeah, that's right. He's in the spirit realm hunting ghosts. I forgot. Yeah.
He's in the spirit room. Okay. Hunting
Yu Yu
ghosts.
Hakusho, baby.
That's what we told everybody last episode when you weren't here. That's what I said anyway.
Naruto running.
Yeah, he's Naruto running. Yeah. So I wanted to talk about Mothman a little bit more.
Mothman. Screw that guy.
Yeah. I remember
I scared of him.
You don't like
Remember in the
why don't you like Mothman, Byron?
I just feel like you're like, okay, so I'm from West Virginia and I have to talk about Mothman. I don't know.
yeah.
It's
Come on, let's
something we do have
talk
to
about it.
I ain't no horror fan. I mean, we'll talk about him, but
Well, I just
so
want
what
to
happened?
say, like, do you think that encounter when we were kids, bro? Do you think that was Mothman when we were kids?
I think that was the closest thing to it. I'll tell you that
Yeah.
much.
Ooh,
I tell you that much. I think
I
I
like
think
that.
pretty much.
Have you
like-
guys ever seen my picture of Mothman that I have hanging on my wall?
No, because we haven't been at your wall.
Because it
Yeah, what
looks
are you
like
talking? What wall is you speaking of?
Yeah, I guess you haven't been in my apartment, but it looks like it's a poster, and the Mothman is very just like a shadow form. You know how you guys kind of explained that it didn't have much shape. This one does
Yeah,
not.
it was
Well,
kind of like it was just a
This
dark
one doesn't have
blob.
much shape to it at all, except for the eyes and the fact that you can tell it has some sort of wings draping down from its back. But that's about it.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what.
So-
Lincoln Park knew what they saw. I'll tell you that.
But yeah, what I saw when I was a kid was
So we
It's
should
just a
explain
very-
what Mothman is, like the most
so.
important part.
It's a man who's a moth. I'll tell you that much.
That is true.
It's a man moth.
Yeah, he's a man moth.
He is.
So Mothman is this cryptid of sorts that resides in mineral wells in West Virginia.
It's a town.
At least that's
called
where his origins
TNT.
comes
I
from.
believe the town was called TNT.
Oh my god. He's from West Virginia.
Yeah,
Byron.
TNT. He's joking.
I'm explaining it to our viewers.
So,
yeah.
so the thing about
That's
Mothman
in the light
is
one.
that he the most famous thing about Mothman is that he appeared and attacked these girls right in the beginning when he was first sighted.
Yeah.
He attacked these girls and followed their car, right? He was so
Yeah,
fast.
I
he was,
remember this.
following behind their car, and long story short, they get away, but the Mothman is right on them the whole time, and then not a week, 2 weeks later, he is sighted on the Pleasantville Bridge, just perched
Okay.
on the bridge, and
And the-
Like on top of it, right?
multiple people say they saw him. Multiple,
And
hundreds.
this is the same bridge that
A whole-
collapsed,
a whole
correct?
town, this town is called TNT. It's right there. Yeah, this is the bridge that collapsed. Either that day or the very next day. And so people believe that maybe Mothman is a harbinger of doom or a warning label. Hey,
Yeah.
this bridge is about to get fucked up. I'm just letting y'all know.
That sounds right. Yeah. I can
Do
see
what, bro?
that. I mean, I can see
Oh, yeah.
that. You guys ever seen that show, Fringe? Yeah, they have harbingers of doom in there. It's like X-Files on crack.
Right. So maybe he was less of a thing and more of like a manifestation of some kind of warning.
Like a manifestation of karma, or maybe a manifestation of like warning or something, like
It's like a like
a
maybe
being
somebody,
brought on by the future, possibly.
or he really is just some kind of weird creepy lab experiment that was
Well,
made
think
out here.
about it. If
Weird,
he's
creepy labs
able to
they have
predict or know,
in fucking. I mean, we do have bunkers all throughout these fucking um, hills and mountains up here because I bush hid in one after 9/11. So there's definitely
oh,
some
did he
crazy
really?
shit going on up here. Yeah, so it was near here. It was like so near here. We saw the cavalcade and whatnot.
Wow,
Yeah, so
I didn't know
uh,
that. That's crazy.
yeah, there's bunkers and shit out here near Parkersburg, up in the
Well, I mean,
hills.
I know there's bunkers and shit. I just didn't know that George Bush was out there.
Oh yeah, at one a long time ago, like right after 9/11
Yeah, like
for a
right
brief
after
time.
9/11. Yeah.
So was he investigating the threat of the Mothman?
No, I believe he was. I believe he was hiding for his life.
He was like, oh
He
my
secretly
god.
no, he secretly he was actually investigating Mothman sightings. That's actually what he was
Yeah,
doing.
secretly, the United States government is very interested in Mothman. I tell you what.
maybe he was creating Mothman.
Maybe
Yeah,
he's like, yeah,
how do we know that Mothman wasn't something we created in the lab?
That's
could
what
be.
because of this.
That's why we're at war with China. I tell you what,
Because of
I like
Mothman?
because of Mothman.
Lee. Tell him. You remember that like you remember the movie The Fly and how you were saying that
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, like
on
I
Mothman.
was saying, like
That
maybe
I like that one. Say
yeah.
that.
So I had a theory that maybe Mothman, he came from a science experiment gone wrong, where they were like trying to teleport a dude, and he got meshed with a moth or something.
Trying to teleport a dude.
Yeah, like in the movie The Fly, you know,
Yeah.
and with
like
Jeff
a
Goldblum.
teleporting
Like,
device.
finds a way.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, he turns into a moth / man, and then moths away. He just, flies
He
away.
turned into a fly man. He was into flies, okay? He's like,
Oh,
I
so
want to be a
it
house
actually
fly
was Jeff
forever.
Goldblum.
Yeah,
Yeah, in the original
Jeff
Fly
Goldblum, man.
was
But
Jeff
like he said,
Goldblum,
one
man.
Jeff Goldblum
finds
is
a way.
amazing.
So
I love Jeff Goldblum. He's like amazing.
He is pretty
he's the
awesome.
man.
He really is.
He was the man of the Jurassic Park era.
He's in a
like
jazz band.
like he was the one character
Is
that
he really?
like he outshined the one note like hero character that was in Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, I'm just a side character, but guess what? I'm taking over.
Yeah. This is my
I'm Jeff Goldblum, bitch. I'm taking over.
I'm Jeff Goldblum,
So
bitch.
Jeff Goldblum is actually in a jazz band.
Now I'm a raptor. Rawr. he straight took over. And that he's going to continue to take over forever. He's Jeff Goldblum. He's got the biggest eyes, let me tell you.
Not bigger than Mothman.
Yeah. Mothman, baby. So he was he was at Jurassic Park after the Fly movie. He could have
So
very
do you
easily
think?
been.
Yeah. Do you think they could have done like some kind of crazy crossover?
Wait, are we saying
where,
Jeff Goldblum is Mothman?
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Like he's like a superhero, and then he becomes Mothman.
Yes. Yes. Like
Yes.
Marvel's about to
at
come
night.
out with a movie. Gonna be Jeff
during the full
Goldblum
moon.
as the Mothman.
Yeah. See, during the full moon at midnight, he becomes a Mothman, and he's a harbinger of warning. He brings people warning. He's like, guys. The bridge, it's gonna collapse. I don't know how to do a Jeff Goldblum
Gonna go
impression, but it's
I'm
like
not
the bridge is gonna collapse.
You gotta say
Yeah, you gotta be like,
The bridge is it's gonna collapse.
he's like,
It's gonna
well,
collapse.
the Mothman finds a way. let me tell.
So
So
wait.
I am the Mothman.
Exactly.
Let me tell you my jazz band secrets.
Let me say something that reminds me of something that I wanted to bring up: the Mandela effect.
Oh yeah, the
Oh,
Mandela effect.
that's a
Yeah.
goodie. That's a
Yeah.
goodie. The
Yeah,
So
see
damn
in
Mandela
another
guy, he
if
didn't
you
know
guys
what was
are
going. He's like, I thought something else happened, then something different
right, and it was like I was saying, like
happened.
a Mandela effect where Jeff Goldblum is Mothman. That
yeah.
sounds
He is,
awesome.
yeah.
Instead
But
of the
I'm
fly,
telling
it's called the moth, and it actually happened. It's a documentary.
you.
but
Exactly.
for the
I'm
viewers,
not.
for the
I'm not fucking.
for the listeners, the Mandela effect is a theory slash belief that certain things in the world changed after the point that Mandela, which was I think a president
Yeah,
of,
we determined
of
that this was reality, and now
He
you've
Africa.
was the
gone and
prime
changed my.
minister.
He was a prime minister of Africa,
Yeah.
and he. So the belief is that he went to prison, but he and died, but he is alive and well currently, right? Or he didn't die until later, and
He
so
died
You're
like
talking
20
about
years later.
so Mandela. Yeah, Mandela got
right,
locked
but
up
people believe he died.
in apartheid South Africa. Yeah,
People believe
and
he died in prison, right? That's why they call it the
upon his
Mandela effect.
freedom, yeah, the Mandela effect. A lot
So
of people thought he died in prison, but he did not, and that's where the
he was
Mandela effect comes from. Yeah,
Right, that's where the
he
name
was
comes.
the he was the president of South Africa from 1994 to 1999. And
And
yeah,
so
he
people
was a
believe. Go ahead. Sorry.
he was arrested and he was put in jail for a brief period. But some people believe that well, some people truly believe that he died. I think it was in
yeah,
1998,
yeah. They
Which
thought
but
he
that's
died
not
in
I
prison,
entirely
do have
but
true.
he
vague
did not
memories. I
act
do have
die in
vague
prison.
memories of hearing about something like that on the news, but maybe it was just a similar name. I don't know.
No,
But
no. So
Yeah,
like
well,
people
that's the
actually
thing. You're talking about the Mandela effect, and
right
you're
there.
like, this is exactly the reason why people talk about it because you're
yeah,
like, I'm not
Yeah,
sure what's going on, and that is exactly yeah. He
that's why they call it
survived
the
prison.
Mandela effect. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. He did not die in prison, but a lot of people think he did, and he did not. And he was like a big fighter for like freedom and inclusionary type of parliament in South Africa
so a good guy. So he was a
because
good guy.
he was a good guy. He was a good guy, Okay, so Elon Musk, he's from South Africa, and he probably lived there as
Yeah.
a child when they were still, and so he probably has a good understanding. But a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, like South Africa, and they don't really understand. And part of that stems from that. A lot of people think that uh, he died in prison, but Mandela did not. And
Right. But
he
not only
he
did
He
they
he
died
think he
in
died in
eventually,
prison, they think that when he either died in prison or didn't die in prison, that it caused a rift, and we are in another dimension now where things are different. There are other things that are different
yeah,
to
and
the
that's
Mandela.
yeah,
There
exactly,
are a few
yeah,
things that actually get me. Now, I don't know if these ones get you guys, but there are a few that get me. One, I will say Berenstein Bears instead of
yes.
Berenstain.
yeah. The
You know that they are now
Berenstain Bears.
Berenstain Bears.
I grew up knowing for a fact that it was Berenstein Bears, not Berenstain Bears.
Yeah,
Right,
dude, I'm
Steve,
on board
right?
with that.
Okay, so you're on board with
Because
Steve
I would always
It's
mistake it.
because
Berenstain,
That's the thing is,
exactly.
I
Whenever
read
I
those.
hear it's Berenstain, I'm like, no, you guys are from an alternate dimension.
Right. So the theory is that people think that we are from a different dimension. So maybe that's why we don't fit in, right? Is that what's going on here?
I mean, it's very
Exactly. I
possible.
think you're
Yeah.
probably right, man. We just don't fit in because like we're from another dimension. We just
Well,
don't fucking
that's just one though. I got others. Yeah. Okay. So have you guys ever heard of Mirror Mirror on the Wall? like from Snow White. Mirror, mirror on the wall.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have read a bunch about these breaks in reality, but I have not heard about that one. Why don't you enlighten us, sir?
Okay, so mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, or whatever is what the queen would say, right, to the mirror.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's what I
that's
thought.
at least how
That's
I
what I always
remember it.
thought,
Yeah.
right? Apparently it's magic mirror on the wall, and there are like memorabilia and shit with the words mirror, mirror printed on them. But in the movie, she says magic mirror on the wall every time. She never says it.
Wow. Okay.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I had
I
to
mean,
watch it.
I remember as a
I feel like
kid. It's been
a
20
lot
years
of
or
people.
so.
I had to watch it over and over to see that.
It's probably been about
I
20
feel
years
like it
since
should.
I've
It
watched that
sounds
film.
better when it's mirror, mirror. But yeah, I feel like you're probably right. Like it feels better that it's mirror, mirror on the wall, but it's probably magic mirror on the wall. We just assume that it's mirror, mirror because it feels better.
Well, the name of
I
that
almost want to
character,
look up the movie and that
the
scene
name of
now.
that character is Magic Mirror, so it does make sense. Like that is the name of that guy and his voice.
Makes sense.
No, it was a
Makes
woman,
sense to
wasn't
me.
it?
Huh?
I thought it was what's her fuck Maleficent.
Maleficent.
Whatever.
Maleficent.
Maleficent,
Maleficent.
yeah.
Maleficent is the girl that talks to the mirror, but the mirror's name, like the voice of the mirror, because there's a guy in the mirror that talks to her. His voice
Yeah.
is listed as Magic Mirror in the credits.
Yeah.
Ooh, okay. Magic mirror.
I just thought Maleficent, whatever she said, it was like a what do you call it? Like a
rhyme.
like a
right?
like a summoning phrase,
Yeah,
you
we
know,
didn't
to
know that it
awaken
was
awaken the mirror.
Beetlejuice.
actually
Beetlejuice.
saying his name and talking to him directly. It's just
Yeah.
that's a weird one to me because I've seen shirts and shit, and I've even been to Disney World, and I think I brought back shit that said "Mirror, Mirror" on it. Like, so I'm like, that one blows my mind because I'm a big Disney guy. I love Kingdom Hearts and shit like that. So that one really gets me, and so does the
Right.
Berenstein. I read the Berenstein Bears when I was a kid, and I fucking
I
love
did
that shit.
too.
And Kings Island had a little Berenstein Bears like section where you could go like hang out, and it was like a small kiddie section with like a huge, like an insane play place like you would see at like a crazy McDonald's or something. There was like a screen of that theme park called like the Haunted Woods area or whatever, and it was just like slides and stuff just like everywhere else, but there was like owls and hoot noises going on and shit. It was cool.
I think my favorite ride at Disney World. Let's talk about rides at Disney World because I think my favorite one, at least when I was a kid, it was the first roller coaster I'd ever ridden.
This was the one in
And that
Florida,
was-
so I'm not sure if that's World or Land. I'm not sure.
It's the one in Florida that I went to. It's the same one I went to.
Okay.
But
You'd be all like, "Oh my God, Space Mountain, bitch!"
that's the one, Space Mountain. I was just thinking of the
That's
name.
one,
Space
yeah.
Mountain. Amazing, yeah.
Space
I
Mountain.
agree.
I remember being scared as shit on that.
Yeah. Oh, I was
Mhm.
scared as hell, but I enjoyed it. Like after I was done,
That was my
I
first
Okay,
roller coaster I had ever
you know
ridden.
what? I gotta be honest. I mean, it's Disney owns it now, so it's whatever, fair game. But I pretended that I was in an X-wing, and it made that ride that much more fun.
Lee, didn't you have another Mandela effect? Didn't you have one?
Not off the top of my head. See, that's the thing is,
You said it earlier in Discord.
I know, but I can't remember what it was.
Think harder. Tell us your secrets, Mr. CIA
was it?
man.
Now that we've got you vulnerable,
Yeah, man, we got you.
give us the
You're cornered
goods.
now, punk. Yeah.
I don't remember what
Yeah,
it
now that we're
was.
both in West
Damn.
Virginia and you're in Colorado, you're totally cornered.
I'm cornered. You have me
Oh,
cornered.
It's just funny that we're both completely away from him, so it's not like we can do it.
Nobody's in the room with me. I'm all by myself.
Come find me. I
But yeah, I
dare you
don't
to
remember
try.
what it was. Oh, I remember I remember one now.
Okay.
So one of the Mandela effects was, for me anyway, was that George, what do you call it? George the monkey, Curious George.
Curious George, yeah.
Yeah.
He apparently does not have a tail.
What?
I always
What?
remembered him having a
Yeah,
tail.
he has a
What?
tail. What are you talking
What?
about?
Nope, he does not
You're
have a
on there
tail.
right now.
No,
Nope.
no,
He has a
no.
tail. What are you talking about? Yeah, yeah. He's lying.
So are you saying that all three of us are 3 for fucking 3 on the Mandela effect right now?
Yep.
That's
I'm trying to tell you
weird,
right now.
bro.
I don't know.
It's weird because y'all are skeptics, and I'm not as skeptic. I'm pretty sucker. Like I'll admit it.
Well,
But
when
you
it comes to
guys
the
are
Mandela effect, I'm definitely not a skeptic. I think it's some kind of weird conspiracy that we're just not aware of.
conspiracy. Oh, like they're
Mhm.
just fucking
A
with us. Like
weird conspiracy.
they're
You
just
know
changing
how
their
much it
things to
takes
mess
to
with
have
our
a
heads.
conspiracy?
Is that your take on it? Like they're just changing things to mess with us?
Well, no, I think think about it. Think of it like this: a company gets bought, right, and they want to erase the history of whatever company, whatever their past was. Say they were criminals or crooks or Nazis or whatever, and they want to completely change everything about that company, but they want to keep the name, just change it slightly, and they go and they scrub all of the records they could possibly do, and that's how something gets changed. And then you remember it as one thing, and they're like, no, that never happened. Never. I mean, it could
But
be that.
why? But why these little things that we've noticed? Why these things?
See, that is a good question because, like, for example, Curious George not having a tail, that's a really weird one.
Yeah, because I
always
remember Curious George always had a tail.
Berenstain doesn't really change much of anything except for a name.
Well, what if
So why?
What if Berenstein was like a Nazi, right?
And he changed
And
his
then
name.
and then Berenstain wasn't because they got bought out or something, or they changed their title or
So I remember it being
whatever.
Bernstein. I remember it
See,
being
I do
Bernstein.
too.
I totally do. Yeah, I think I even
Now
have
here's
books.
a
Yeah,
Say it, dude. Like if I could find my old books, I would show you.
right. Yeah, like I remember, like people swear it's Bernstein, but I'm like, no, no,
Nah, man. I
Bernstein.
distinctly remember that because I remember being not able to read that word too well because I was young when I first started reading those, and so I had asked.
Yeah,
And
like
people
no,
told
I
me
swear to God, I know.
yeah, because people told me what that word was. God dang it! And I bet
so I
those
got
people
another
Exactly.
one
were
for you guys.
Yeah, I remember. You can't lie to me.
really.
It's weird though because people will fight you to the death. They're like, you're wrong.
I know,
And you're like,
it's
no,
crazy.
wait a minute. I
I
grew up with
I
this.
heard another weird one, but I don't think this is it's real weird. It has something to do with the sun and how they say that the sun is now more yellow than it's ever been before, and that like back in our day, it
What?
was our skies
I'm
were much
telling you, the sun is more yeller.
Well,
more
see,
bluer
my
and clear.
dad,
You know what I think this
my
has to do with? Honestly,
what do you think it
updating
has?
the,
Pirates?
the videos. The fact that our videos are much better
Oh
now
yeah,
look much better. Than like old recordings look like shit and weird, so it makes things look a little weird. Yeah, it might not, but I don't think that's an effect. I think that's just a
Maybe.
I don't think it is either. I think it's
technology
just a
thing.
perception thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Maybe.
here's another one, guys. Here's another one for you guys. Okay, Looney Tunes,
Okay.
not Looney Tunes, if that makes any sense. So Looney Tunes, I always thought it was spelled, TOONS, like cartoons, but apparently
It's
it's
TUN.
TUNES. Yeah.
I actually do remember that because I fucking love Looney
There's no
Tunes,
way.
and
There's no
I
way.
think it's TUNE. Yeah, because they were singing, and when they
Yeah.
sing, their tunes would come. Yeah, like no, it made it like I had video games and everything. I fucking loved Looney Tunes, man. Like the blue bunny and the pink
Yes,
bunny. I was all about that.
it
Or not
can't. It can't be.
or not. Wait, not Looney Tunes. I'm thinking of Wait, are you saying like the original Looney Tunes, like from
Yeah,
way back?
like Bugs
Like,
Bunny. Yeah,
that's all, folks. Like fucking Looney
yeah.
Tunes.
That's all, folks.
Yeah, so that's not tunes like cartoons. That's tunes like music. And I always
Yeah.
thought it was cartoons,
No,
like
I did
tunes like
think that one
cartoons.
was cartoons. I was thinking of the other one. What's the other one with the younger versions? There's like a blue bunny and like a pink bunny,
Oh yeah, that
and
was.
there was like
I think it was called
Elvira.
Looney. What the fuck was it called? I think it was called Looney Tunes Junior or something like
It
that.
had like Pinky and the Brain in it. Shit,
Pinky and the Brain. Pinky and the Brain.
Pinky and the Brain was amazing.
I love.
Best,
I
most
love them.
underrated shit of all time.
Yeah.
Looney or
Absolutely.
Tiny Toon Adventures. That's what it's called. And Tiny
Pinky and the
Toon
Brain,
Adventures.
Animaniac.
Get this.
Right.
Get this. Okay. So get this,
I'm listening.
guys. Tiny Toon Adventures was not tune as in music. It was tune as in cartoon.
Oh shit! And I thought it was Tunas and music.
Right?
That's funny.
See, that's so weird. But yeah, another one is. So get this. All right. Febreze. Right. How would you spell Febreze?
Febreze.
It's
Febreze.
actually spelled Febreze, not two e's, just one.
Yeah. That's like I mean, I could get that. That's an
Yeah.
easy mistake.
That's yeah. I was gonna say that's just a simple mistake people could make.
Yeah, that's too new.
Here's another one. Okay, Fruit Loops. How would you spell that?
Oh, I was spelt like fruit, but I bet you they spell Froot.
That's exactly
Right.
correct. Yeah,
Yeah.
Fruit
It's just
I always thought.
Loops.
yeah. It's just so they can use the O's in the symbols. They put the O. There's like O's in front of the. Yeah, I know. Yeah, no, I knew
It's
that.
not really.
I worked at Walmart too
Yeah.
long. Did not know that one, bro. I put Fruit Loops on a fucking shelf for years.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
You mean-
okay, here's another one. This is actually a really commonly mistaken one. The Monopoly Man. Does he have a monocle or not?
Ooh.
Yes,
That is a
Monocle?
good one.
Yes.
I want to say yeah, but I don't think he does.
See, I always
Yeah.
remembered him as having a monocle, but
Me too.
apparently he never had a monocle.
Isn't there one about
Wow.
Peanut Man too?
Oh yeah, that's what rich people do.
There's a Peanut
Did
Man.
you
one,
say?
too.
Yeah, the Mr. Peanut. He has. I think he has glasses, not a monocle. But everybody thinks he has a monocle.
What? No, it definitely has a
Peanut Man.
Or no. The Planters Peanut, Mr. Peanut, does have a monocle.
Right. And that's I think that's why it's the Monopoly Man and the Peanut Man. We like mix them up. I don't know why.
So here's another one. The Fruit of the Loom logo. Does it have the cornucopia or not? The cornucopia is the weird like basket thing.
They got all the grapes in them pants, baby.
Right. It should. You would think that it would have the cornucopia, but guess what? It doesn't.
No, it's usually just like a couple of fruits
I
actually
figured out my underwear is
inside.
covered in grapes.
covered in grapes.
Covered in them. I got grapes for days, baby. Grapes for days. I would assume, but I guess I'm wrong.
So is it just a grape, Leland? What is it?
No, it's got hold on a second. Let me go back.
He's like,
So
I'm lost.
it has like some greens and it has some grapes and an apple. There's like 3 different kinds of grapes and an apple in the center.
Yeah.
Really? 3 different kinds of grapes. That doesn't even make sense.
Or it's like white grapes and red grapes and then there's like some kind of other berries. They're yellow.
Weird.
Yeah.
They look kind of like grapes.
Golden raisin grapes.
I swear though, I swear
Is it
as a
just
kid
me,
I
or
remember having underwear, and on the underwear was that label with that cornucopia. I swear I remember it. I wish I was a kid again and I could look, but I don't have the underwear anymore because I'm 30 years old now. So,
You gotta
right?
sneak. You can
I
sneak
wonder if
in,
there's
man.
any video game Mandela effects. I'd like to look that up because, like,
ooh, actually,
if video games have changed, that would blow my mind. I would be upset.
I'm gonna look it up.
Yeah. I'm very upset about that.
You can always edit this part out until we get there.
Yeah.
This is a part that is. I bet that goes on in a lot of podcasts or whatever. Like, yeah, edit this part. I'm gonna be a jackass, but edit this part out.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure.
Yeah.
You gotta.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, there
I hear
is
the
the whole
YouTubers
thing
talk
where,
directly to their editors, just like as they're casting and shit.
I mean, Markiplier does it all the time and he leaves
Yeah,
it
I
in his
know.
videos.
Yeah, Markiplier and his guy are like they have like the coolest chemistry. That's really cool. I love that. Like I'd love
Yeah.
to have like that.
Hey.
Oh, here's actually a really good one. Okay, so there's like, I don't know if you would consider this a Mandela effect or if it's just a myth, but I recall Bigfoot being in San Andreas, and he was a character that you could see and meet, and you could kill him or whatever.
What?
And I remember there being a quest you could do where you could hunt him down and kill him, but apparently
Not
that
San
never
Andreas.
happened.
I remember that being in Red
Yeah.
Dead 1.
No, it is in Red Dead. You're right, it is in Red Dead, and it's definitely not in San Andreas. But as a kid, I remember fighting the Bigfoot, you know, in San Andreas.
That might have been a mod.
And the reason, well, see, that's the thing is, I think people did mod it in later, but the thing is the reason why Bigfoot is even in Red Dead Redemption is because of that myth of him being in Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. It's like a reference to something that doesn't even exist.
That's crazy. In Red
Yeah.
Dead, in Red Dead, you have to kill them all, and then at the end, the last one's just like crying by a tree, and it's really sad, and you have to kill it. It's really fucked up.
Yeah. Then, here's a big one. Holy shit, I forgot about this one. The Polybius arcade machine.
Oh, I know.
What?
How is that a Mandela effect, though? But I know about this.
It's not
thing.
necessarily a Mandela effect, but it is like a conspiracy. Like a lot of people. It's almost like a cryptid in itself, you know?
Yeah, go ahead, Lee. Explain.
So the Polybius arcade machine is said to be a machine that would cause people to go crazy. It was like an arcade cabinet that men in black would leave in arcades.
And it basically played like a Galaga.
It would. It was from what people could remember or recall. It was kind of like there's this game that's on the what was it called? It was on one of the Sega, or no, it was on one of the Atari consoles. And it was like a game where you had like a ship and it would go around in circles and you would shoot these like lasers and stuff. It was very like vertex graphics or whatever you call it.
Oh yeah, like the circle thing. Yeah.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah.
Like when you guys were playing old school Sonic and you go through the ring circles.
Yeah, it was kind of like that.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Right.
So, and people would recall like, you know, hyperventilating, getting really sick, having seizures. Like they would witness kids doing that, and then days later, the Men in Black would show up and like they would like pull information out of the machines, and then sometimes they would just take the machines away.
And the theory is killed a few kids, right, or something.
Right, and the theory is I don't think it killed a few kids. It just made them really sick or made them go crazy. Or made them commit suicide or whatever. Some adults I think ended up committing suicide over it, but
is the
I could be wrong about that. The what?
Is it lost or does somebody own it? The Polybius.
So that's the thing is there is no official machine that is available. There's not a real one out there, as far as anybody can tell. And back in the day, people like companies would recycle machines. They would put new games on them, and they would redo the
Yeah, because
artwork and stuff on them.
poopy computers. Yeah.
Well, it was because like it was cheaper than manufacturing all new cabinets, So
Yep.
those machines, if they did exist, they could just be totally lost to history,
Yeah. Oh, dude, somebody could be playing on one right now and not even know it.
Well, here's the thing. The conspiracy theory is that the U.S. government was trying to create ways of mind control. And this was like during the Cold War, or not the Cold War.
It's
Was
like
it the Cold War?
This is MK Ultra type of shit.
Yeah, so this was around that time.
1960.
It was like the 70s and 80s, late 70s, early 80s, I believe. So it was definitely not during the Cold War, but it was like around that time.
Yeah.
But anyway, they were trying to figure out ways to control people, like mind control people, and they think that this machine may have been some kind of instrument for that sort of thing. And I think it's a fascinating concept. Like, it would be the most lucrative way to do it. Like, put a machine in public where anybody can be there and just see what happens, Like, just test the public like rats or something. Lab rats.
Yeah.
This is just a video game, and you just pop in a quarter, and then you seize the fuck out. and
right, the next thing you just pop in a quarter. You're like, "Oh, cool, new game! I'm ready to play." You throw your quarter in there. Next thing you know, you wake up in a fucking bank and you're robbing the place or something.
Oh shit! I didn't even
robbing the place. Like, what's happening?
Like Manchurian Candidate.
Like anything could happen. Who knows?
Sounds about right.
But the biggest thing about it was the Men in Black. There was these people, like, there's a lot of instances of the Men in Black appearing and doing things and asking questions, and who knows? Like in Fringe, the Men in Black were these people from the future, and they were
yeah, that makes me think of the Watchers,
the Observers.
Observers, yeah. Like these people that just show up at times and they don't fit there, but they're there. And
they're observing.
They're observing, they're wearing all black, and they're just there. And other people that see them are like, that guy looks weird and out of place, but it just doesn't get reported, like.
Right, but that's the thing is there is plenty of instances and reports of Men in Black, people claiming they've met and seen and talked to Men in Black.
Right.
And if you look at the characters from Fringe, it's almost a spitting image of what they describe. It's these pale men with sunglasses or hats, and they're in suits and they're wearing all black, and they're very mysterious. They're almost like not even human is what it appears to be.
Yeah.
One of my favorite actors.
They're very out of place.
One of my favorite actors of all time had a run-in with the Men in Black, and I think even Britney Spears said she had a run-in with the Men in Black.
I know what actor you're talking about. Dan Aykroyd, yes. Yeah. And it was right before he was about to do a show about aliens and his experience and his own, like,
he's about to do a podcast like we are, I think.
No, I think it was a show. He was going to do a show, and he was going to be the host of that show.
Oh, like he was doing like an actual show, like on TV.
Yeah, and it was supposed to be for either A&E or History Channel. I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
but it ended up being canceled within days after he met the Men in Black.
Encounter with these Men in Black. Yeah, apparently they showed up in a black SUV. They came up and talked to him. He said they definitely didn't seem human. They moved weird, and then like they basically told him like he couldn't go on with the show or that it was not going to go through or whatever.
Well, no, they strongly suggested that he didn't do the show.
I think okay.
And then the next thing you know, the next thing he knows, the show is canceled and he's no longer doing the show.
He also said that they like kind of they warped on him. Like he was like talking to him, and then he like looks back and they're like in the truck and leaving. Like,
He didn't even see the truck leave. They just disappeared.
Oh, really? Oh, man.
Yeah. Yeah,
Man.
I remember reading about this recently because I was very fascinated with the concept of Men in Black.
I
and
love
was like,
Dan Aykroyd and Ghostbusters.
I do too, but that guy is such a goof. He's so weird.
Oh, yeah.
You're like, what? He was a Ghostbuster. Like, how can we take him seriously?
He wrote the Ghostbusters.
But yeah, I think Bob Lazar even had a run-in with the Men in Black. I'm gonna look it up real quick.
Oh, Bob Lazar, huh?
Yeah.
For those of you who don't know, Dan
Yeah.
Aykroyd is famous for his vodka and Ghostbusters. He's race
Vodka and
Skull
Ghost-
vodka.
Ghostbusters.
Race
I tell you what, he was drunk as hell.
Crystal Skull vodka, actually. It's Crystal Skull.
Really?
Yeah, because
He's like, oh, that's the best vodka. I know it's in a skull and it doesn't really make sense, but we're drinking it.
Well,
Let's get drunk.
he has this odd obsession.
No, it looks
has
like
this-
that Crystal Skull. He loves the Crystal Skulls. He's a big time. He's big into the kind of shit.
It's
I
the shit, bro.
Yeah.
I am. But he's
I'm
big into-
telling you, it's just vodka, but as vodka goes,
I've heard
It's in
the
a
same
skull,
thing.
bro.
I've never had that vodka, but I've
Yeah,
heard the same thing that Crystal Skull vodka is not that great.
I've had
Not
it,
hating
and
on
it's-
Dan
it's-
Aykroyd at all,
yeah.
but
It's just
I'm not a
vodka.
I guess so.
well, okay.
It's
Let's
yeah,
put it
if
this
you're
way:
gonna be a-
it's
if
not
you're gonna be
great
drinking some
vodka for what you spend
might
for the
as well
bottle.
just drink whatever
I would
the
buy it for
fuck.
the bottle. Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
Exactly.
I would buy it.
People buy it strictly for the bottle. They don't buy it for the vodka,
Yeah.
and I think that's
I
the
got
gimmick,
it.
you
So
know?
guess what I did? I bought the little shooter. It's like $10 for the shooter, and you know why I bought it? So I could put red food coloring in it and
put a
make it
little
all
red.
pretty.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
Yep. I have it for no reason other than I look at this cool skull.
There you go.
It's
I
got
mean,
blood in it.
it's worth
I can
it to me.
vouch for that. That's the only reason people buy it. Because honestly, there's nothing special about it. It's
It
fun.
really isn't. It literally is just like plain
But it's
simple
not terrible.
vodka.
It's not like you're low end poop.
Yeah, no, it's not terrible. It's just
No.
vodka. That's all.
But
yeah.
but for the money that you spend
Yeah.
on this bottle
yeah.
does not
I mean,
justify the taste
you
of
could
the
buy
vodka.
Burnett's for $7. You could spend $70 and get the skull.
But it's the
Right.
same vodka.
Yeah, but it's all the same, baby. I'm telling you. I've tried it. Trust me.
It might be a little bit better than Burnett's, maybe. All right, everybody. Thank you guys for watching this episode of the Brothers Podcast. Remember to leave a good rating if you liked it, and thanks for listening.
And,
Yeah, it's going on
that's-
forever.
There's a few things I wanted to say before we go. I want to say
Yeah,
thank
we're
you
not done.
so much to a couple of my good friends who took their time to actually listen to my podcast, listen to our podcast, and give us a good rating and follow us. Twiggy, Devin, Link. I fucking love you guys. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
And
Yes, sir.
that goes for me as well. Thank you guys for listening, and thanks for the good vibes. And we'll see you guys on the next one.